what was your strategy? Where did you go? I mean, there's lots and lots of things that you could do: service accommodation, rent to rent. There's all these kind of things. How did you know what was the best for you? And did you go through some kind of pattern before you realized your final strategy?
Well, yeah, yes and no. We were very clear on that. We wanted to buy and own our own assets. We were going to start with kind of vanilla buy-to-lets and build our way up. We came back. We hadn't been in the country for, officially in the country for 3 years. So we'd have no taxpayer history. We didn't own our own house, so we had no mortgage or anything like that. And literally no one was interested in giving us a mortgage. So then we had to reevaluate our strategy, and we looked to rent to SA as a starting point. So we went down that road.
So for a year, we spoke to a broker, didn't we? We spoke to a few brokers when we arrived, and they told us that for 12 months we couldn't get a mortgage, because we had no records, like Andrew was saying. So therefore we said, okay, we need to reevaluate our strategy, and service accommodation, service accommodation really made sense to us, because you don't need to buy your own asset, you just need to obviously run it under and manage it under a company, and that's what we did. So because we couldn't hit the ground running with buying our own assets, we started with a service accommodation company.
Right, and how was that for you?
Yeah, I think it was really good. So because we couldn't do the other strategies for a while, we started our service accommodation company. For 6 months it was an absolute headache, wasn't it? And so it was, because it's a company and it's in a business itself, it's not just passive, it's quite active until you sort it out and you systemize it. It was like, oh my god, this is so stressful. But after 6 months, after it all systemized, we had we have a great cleaner that runs everything. It sort of like comes in, sorts out all the keys, sorts out all the bedding, everything else. So everything gets taken care of in that sense. And then what we do on our side, we run the systems online, and we have a virtual assistant who does the initial communication with the guests. And then if anything needs to be picked up for us in the kind of down the line, we need to do that. So after 6 months, it got systemized, which was we were really happy about, and we don't really visit them or anything like that, which is great.
I think that's the thing with SAs. I've been speaking to a couple of chaps on my last podcast, and they've got quite a number. I mean, one guy runs nearly 25 SA units, and one of the first things he said was it has to be systemized and streamlined. Otherwise, all you're doing is creating yourself a very, very busy job. Yeah. And he found he was doing exactly the same thing in the early days, going in, washing, bedding, cleaning himself. But now they have it so well streamlined that it's working really, really well for them. So I think anybody in SA, you've got to look at it as more than, like you've just said, Mary, it's not passive income, because there is work to be done, and people will sell it to you as, oh, you can just get loads of bookings on Airbnb and bookings.com and you're done with it and you're going to make loads of money, when that's not really the truth.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a really complex business as well, and specifically at this time, at this climate, when it's so difficult, everyone's kind of housebound and stuff like that, and there's very little preparation you can do. So as soon as we found out, we started to kind of, instead of doing Airbnb, we started to actually advertise it on Open Rent and things like that for longer short-term letting and for relocations, so people actually stay there for longer prior to relocating or when they're relocating to this city. Otherwise, if we just left it on the Airbnb, booking.com, channels like that have now closed down. They're not allowed to, they're not allowed to take any bookings.
Have you got it occupied at the moment then, with everything going on?
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic.